Welcome to the Maier Files podcast, unveiling hidden realities.
Welcome, listeners, to another deep dive into the mysterious world of the Maier Files. I'm your host, Maxwell Braunhardt, and today we explore the enigmatic figure of Otto Maier, a man whose life and work challenge the very boundaries of science, alchemy, and the occult. Our discussion today will touch on his groundbreaking research, his internal struggles, and the cosmic connections that tie his story to broader, hidden histories. Joining me are two esteemed guests. First, we have Professor Friedrich Lang, a scholar whose expertise in esoteric science and alchemy brings a unique perspective to Otto Maier's legacy. Welcome, Professor.
Thank you, Maxwell. It's an honor to be here and to discuss Otto Maier, a man whose journey is as much about the cosmos as it is about the self.
And of course, we have with us Lena Müller, who holds the key to Otto Maier's secrets through his diaries. Welcome back, Lena.
Dankeschön, Maxwell. I'm glad to be here once more to delve deeper into Otto's mysterious and transformative journey.
Lena, when you first came into possession of Otto Maier's diaries, what was your initial reaction? How did you feel about stepping into a story that touches not just on history, but on the very fabric of reality itself?
At first, I was really overwhelmed. The diaries, they are full of Otto's thoughts on his scientific experiments, but also much more. They show his inner struggles, like how he dealt with his doppelganger and his search to understand the universe on a deeper alchemical level. It was clear to me, Otto was not just a scientist, but also a seeker of truth, you know? He was dealing with the same forces that shape our world and even beyond.
Professor Lang, based on your knowledge, how does Otto Maier's work and his internal journey fit into the broader context of alchemical traditions and the quest for what some might call exotic matter?
That Otto Maier's life is a profound example of the alchemical process, particularly the concept of solve et coagula, dissolution and reformation. His work, especially his research into exotic matter, aligns with what we see in ancient alchemy, the unification of the material and the spiritual. Otto was delving into what modern scientists like Dr. Hartmut Müller might recognize as global scaling theory, a theory suggesting that everything in the universe is interconnected through scalar wave functions, a concept that echoes Otto's attempts to unify disparate fields of knowledge into a single, coherent system.
Yeah, Otto's diaries, they often talk about this connection between things. He writes how the stars are disappearing, and then he gets a sword with their images on it. It's like the universe was showing him its hidden structure, you know? And he was given the power to understand and even shape reality itself. This is where his inner journey comes together with his outer discoveries. The struggle with his doppelganger shows how he was facing the deeper truths about his own nature and the cosmos.
This ties into the idea that Otto's research was not just scientific, but deeply spiritual. Lena, you've hinted before that Otto's work may have had implications far beyond what we can currently comprehend, especially concerning the disappearance of the German gold train, cargo S-44. Can you shed some light on this?
The gold train. It is more than just a lost treasure, you know? It's a symbol of power, control, and this old struggle between knowledge and ignorance. Otto, he knew that this gold was meant for the international banking powers, maybe connected to the BIS bank. His fight to keep this wealth out of the wrong hands shows how he understood the bigger cosmic struggle. A struggle that Steiner might call the Ahrimanic deception, die Ahrimanische Täuschung. Diese Kräfte, forces, they wanted to trap humanity in materialism, using illusions and tricks to hide the true nature of reality, just like a mandrake illusion.
Indeed. Ja, Otto's work in exotic matter could be seen as an attempt to break through these illusions. He was not just a scientist, but a modern-day alchemist, trying to unlock the secrets of the universe. His research into exotic matter, potentially related to what we now know as torsion fields or scalar waves, was an effort to understand the deeper structure of reality, a structure that could, if understood correctly, allow humanity to transcend the limits imposed by the current materialistic worldview.
And this brings us to the concept of global scaling theory, which you mentioned earlier, Professor. How does this theory connect with Otto's work, and what might it tell us about the hidden forces at play in the world?
This global scaling theory from Dr. Hartmut Müller, it suggests that the universe is structured on these logarithmic scales, From the tiniest particles to the biggest cosmic structures, everything is connected through these scales. Otto Maier, he had a similar idea. He thought, if you could tap into these fundamental structures, you could influence reality at its core. This is where his work connects with the philosopher's stone, not as a real stone, but more as a metaphor for fully understanding reality. Otto was, in a way, trying to create a bridge between the seen and unseen worlds, using his knowledge of these underlying structures.
And that's where his struggle with his doppelganger becomes so important. It's not just a personal struggle, but a symbolic one, reflecting the broader human struggle to understand and integrate the shadow side of existence, the hidden forces that shape our lives and our world. Otto's journey is our journey in many ways, as we all strive to reconcile the material with the spiritual, the known with the unknown.
Lena, I've touched on the concept of Pohjola in a couple of my past podcasts, but I'm curious about your take. Otto Maier's diaries mention his supposed flight to Pohjola. We know this place is steeped in mythology, often seen as a distant, icy land at the edge of the world. What's your interpretation? Do you think Otto was speaking literally, or was he possibly trying to throw off anyone who might have been pursuing him?
It's a fascinating detail, isn't it? Pohjola in Finnish mythology is a mysterious, almost otherworldly place, a land of darkness and cold, often associated with the forces of chaos. In the context of Otto's diaries, it's hard to say for certain whether he was referring to a literal location or using the term symbolically. It could very well be a code, a way to throw off anyone who might have been pursuing him, especially given the interest that international powers had in his research.
Professor Lang, what's your take on this? Could Pohjola be a metaphor, or might there be a deeper significance to this reference?
Pohjola could certainly be a metaphor, especially when you consider Otto Maier's alchemical and esoteric interests. In alchemy, the concept of a hidden place is common, often representing a retreat into the inner self or a journey to a higher state of consciousness. Pohjola could symbolize Otto's withdrawal from the material world, a kind of spiritual exile, a place where he could continue his work free from interference. But it's also possible that he was referring to an actual location, perhaps somewhere remote and isolated, where he could work on his experiments in secret.
This brings us to another mysterious element mentioned in Otto's diaries, his so-called mother wave machine. Lena, what do we know about this device, and how might it connect to the more advanced concepts in physics and alchemy?
Very little is known about the mother wave machine, but from how Otto describes it, he was very proud of it. He believed it was a breakthrough in his research, but what it actually did remains a mystery. I don't know, some speculate that it might have been related to his work on scalar waves, or possibly even connected to the bell, a mysterious device, a device that has been developed during the war. Something that involved exotic physics, but I don't know, to be honest.
Professor, how could we make sense of this mother wave machine? How might it relate to the deeper physics of scalar waves or Dr. Hartmut Müller's global scaling theory?
The concept of the mother wave machine could very well tie into what Dr. Hartmut Müller refers to as global scaling theory. This theory posits that everything in the universe is interconnected through scalar wave functions, essentially waves that can propagate through space without losing energy. These waves could theoretically be used to influence matter at a fundamental level, aligning with what Otto might have been exploring with his machine.
So are we saying that Otto's mother wave machine could have been a device designed to manipulate these scalar waves? Could it have had applications in controlling or generating exotic matter?
That's certainly a possibility. Scalar waves, if harnessed correctly, could potentially be used to manipulate the very fabric of space-time, which would be consistent with the kind of almost magical technology that we see in the tales surrounding the bell. Otto's machine might have been an attempt to tap into these deeper forces that are still poorly understood by modern science, but could have profound implications.
And that's perhaps why Otto was so keen on keeping it hidden. If the machine truly had such capabilities, it would have been incredibly dangerous in the wrong hands. I think it's possible that the references to Pohjola and the secrecy around the mother wave machine were all part of his strategy to protect this knowledge.
So Otto Maier wasn't just a scientist or an alchemist. He was someone who might have been on the brink of unlocking the secrets of the universe, and he knew the risks that came with that knowledge. His flight to Pohjola and the mystery of the mother wave machine add yet another layer to his enigmatic story.
Jawohl, Otto's journey, both physical and spiritual, is a testament to the dangers that come with seeking hidden knowledge. Otto's books challenges us to think about what lies beyond the known world, both in the cosmos and within ourselves.
Lena, you've shared some fascinating insights about Otto's journey, both inner and outer. But there's another moment in the Maier Files that's always intrigued me, and I'd love to get both of your perspectives on it. It's the scene where Otto is sitting at the piano, trying to explain his work to Rolf Dietrich. He has Rolf silently press down the note C and then strikes the same note an octave lower. The way the upper C vibrates sympathetically, what's the significance of this in Otto's research?
Yeah, that scene, it's so powerful because it shows how Otto was trying to explain something very complex in a way that anyone could understand. He was looking for what he called the mother wave, the wave that would make all notes vibrate together, just like the notes on the piano.
Professor, can you help us unpack this? What's so amazing about this concept of the mother wave, and how does it tie into the idea of natural harmony that Otto was so focused on?
Absolute, Maxwell. What Otto was demonstrating with the piano is a beautiful example of what we call natural harmony. When you press down a note like C on a piano without striking it, and then strike the same note an octave lower, the upper note vibrates in response. This is because the sound waves are in harmony. They're resonating with each other. The note you struck is creating overtones, which are essentially higher frequency vibrations that naturally occur when a fundamental note is played.
So it's like the piano is showing us how everything in the universe is connected through these vibrations.
Exactly. What Otto was trying to explain with the piano was that just as these notes resonate together, everything in the universe resonates at certain frequencies. The mother wave, he mentioned, is like the fundamental frequency, the one that sets all other vibrations in motion. If you can find this fundamental wave, you could theoretically cause everything else to vibrate in harmony with it.
That's why Otto was so focused on finding it. He believed that if he could discover this mother wave, he could unlock a deeper understanding of the universe. It wasn't just about controlling matter. It was about understanding how everything is connected, how one thing affects another in this great web of existence.
And this ties into the idea of natural harmony, which is deeply rooted in ancient knowledge. In Otto's time, there was a growing awareness that these principles weren't just metaphors. They were scientific realities. The universe isn't just a collection of random particles. It's a symphony of vibrations, each one playing its part in a greater whole. By understanding these vibrations, Otto believed he could tap into the fundamental truths of existence, something that could bridge the gap between science and spirituality.
So Otto wasn't just playing the piano to teach Rolf a simple lesson. He was demonstrating the very foundation of his research, the idea that by understanding this natural harmony, we could unlock the secrets of the universe.
Exactly. And that's what makes it so profound. It's a simple demonstration, but it speaks to something much larger, a vision of the universe where everything is interconnected, vibrating together in harmony.
And this idea of natural harmony, it really ties back to the broader themes we've been discussing. The intersection of the material and the spiritual, the seen and the unseen. Otto's work wasn't just about scientific discovery. It was about understanding our place in the cosmos and how we can bring ourselves into harmony with the universe.
And Professor, there's one more thing Otto says in that scene with the piano that really stands out. He tells Rolf that the trick is to find the mother wave that makes everything resonate. And then he goes deeper, talking about how the present is the interaction between waves from the past and the future, collapsing into particles. He even suggests that if we could manipulate this feedback, we could choose our own future. How does this fit with what we've been discussing?
Yes, that's a fascinating idea, and it ties directly into what we've already discussed about scalar waves and natural harmony. You see, Otto was thinking about time and reality in a way that's very similar to some modern theories in quantum physics. The idea is that everything in the universe is made up of waves. These waves carry information not just from the past but from the future as well. It's all connected through this fundamental resonance, this mother wave.
So he's saying that the present moment is like a meeting point between the past and the future.
Exactly. Think of it like this. These waves from the past and the future are constantly interacting, and when they do, they create what we experience as the present. Now, normally, this interaction happens randomly. Waves collapse into particles in a way that seems unpredictable. But what Otto was suggesting is that if you could understand and manipulate these waves, specifically, if you could find that mother wave, you could influence how these waves collapse. You could, in theory, choose which potential future becomes reality.
Otto believed that by tapping into this resonance, we could cut out the randomness. Imagine the possibilities if we could do that, if we could steer our own future by understanding and controlling these interactions.
Exactly. This is where it ties into scalar waves, as Dr. Hartmut Müller's work suggests. Scalar waves, or these fundamental waves Otto was talking about, aren't bound by the same limitations as regular electromagnetic waves. They can travel across time and space without losing energy, meaning they could potentially carry information from both the past and the future. By resonating with these waves, you might be able to influence how they interact, essentially guiding the collapse of these waves into particles, and therefore guiding reality itself.
So Otto was thinking that if we could find and control this mother wave, we could not only understand reality, but actually shape it, choose the outcomes we want by manipulating this wave interaction.
Yes, that's exactly it. Otto was on the edge of something truly groundbreaking. He wasn't just talking about predicting the future or controlling matter. He was talking about the ability to influence time and reality at a fundamental level. If you can manipulate this feedback between the past and the future, you could theoretically choose your own path, shaping reality to your will. It's an idea that's both exciting and a bit terrifying, because it suggests that reality is much more malleable than we typically think.
That's absolutely mind-blowing, and it ties together everything we've been discussing. Natural harmony, scalar waves, and Otto's quest to understand and shape the universe. It's as if Otto was trying to unlock the very code of reality itself.
And that's why he was so passionate about his work. He wasn't just a scientist. He was a visionary, trying to give humanity the tools to shape its own destiny. And that's perhaps why Otto was so keen on keeping it hidden. If the machine truly had such capabilities, it would have been incredibly dangerous in the wrong hands.
Well, I think we've only just scratched the surface of Otto Maier's incredible journey and the profound ideas he was grappling with. From the concept of the mother wave and natural harmony to the potential to shape reality itself, it's clear that Otto's work touches on some of the deepest mysteries of the universe. But as we all know, the Maier Files is a story filled with layers upon layers of hidden truths waiting to be uncovered. And there's so much more to explore, whether it's Otto's confrontation with his doppelganger, the secrets of the German gold train, or the ancient struggles that continue to shape our world today. So, I'm excited to announce that we'll be continuing this journey, unraveling these mysteries one by one in future episodes. We'll dive deeper into the esoteric knowledge, the historical connections, and the cosmic forces at play in the Maier Files. There's a lot more to discover, and I can't wait to explore it all with you. Thank you, Lena. And thank you, Professor Lang, for sharing your insights and helping us piece together these complex ideas. And to our listeners, stay curious, keep questioning, and join us next time as we continue to unravel the mysteries of the Maier Files.
There is so much more to discuss. I'm looking forward to diving even deeper into Otto's story and seeing where it leads us.
And I'm honored to be part of this journey. The more we explore, the more we understand that the truth is often stranger than fiction.
Exactly. Until next time, everyone, stay tuned and remember, the truth is out there, hidden in the most unexpected places.
As we close the pages of the Maier Chronicles, we want to express our deepest gratitude for joining us on this journey into the mysterious and the unknown. If you've been captivated by the enigma, share the intrigue with fellow seekers and leave no stone unturned. Subscribe, rate, and leave your thoughts to keep the conversation alive. Until our next unveiling, may the secrets of the Maier Files continue to inspire curiosity and spark your imagination. And never stop seeking the truth.